Hey, it's Sunday, November 29th, and you're watching The Great Lost Rewatch. Today we're watching the Season 2 episode, Dave. This is a Hurley-centric episode. Basically, we learn that when Hurley was in the mental institution, he made up this guy named Dave that was Hurley's kind of subconscious acting out. Kept telling him to eat food because eating was Hurley's punishment for himself, because we discovered the reason that he was in the mental institution in the first place is because he was at a party, I guess, and he went out onto a deck that was only supposed to hold 8 people, and there were 23 people on it. Numbers. The deck collapsed and 2 people died, and so he kind of went into a catatonic state. Then his mother institutionalized him because the only thing he was doing was eating, and the doctors decided that eating was his punishment for himself. And so Dave kind of is Hurley's subconscious punishing him, saying, go eat. And now on the island he's got his food stash, and he confesses that to Libby, and she helps him get rid of the food stash, only to find that the pallet of food has fallen from the sky, and Hurley is really upset by this. Dave has shown up on the island when they see the pallet drop. Dave is trying to convince Hurley that he is really in a psychotic coma in the mental institution, and then this is all made up. This is an interesting concept that they're bringing in here, because apparently when ABC first got the script for this episode, they sent it back with some revisions because they were afraid that people would think that this was what the whole episode, like the whole series of Lost, was just something made up in Hurley's psychotic subconscious. I don't know what the revisions were, what they ended up taking out of the episode or adding in to make it seem like that's not really what it is, but interesting. Back at the beach, Hurley is talking to Sawyer, asking him for some medicine, and Sawyer pushes him just a little too far, and Hurley totally tries to beat the junk out of him, like punching him, saying all the nicknames that he's given him over the past, 2 seasons. It's really, really funny. And Sawyer deserved it. He's being a complete jerk to Hurley. It's pretty sad. We kind of see Hurley hit rock bottom here. He's distressed. He doesn't want to be the way he is, and he wants to go and live in the caves by himself, and he drops the bag, his backpack, the bottom falls out of it, and the peanut butter busts open on a rock, and he just sits there and eats the peanut butter off the ground. I felt really bad for Hurley. This is like his low point. It gets very dramatic there when Dave is trying to convince Hurley to jump off the cliff to wake him up out of his psychotic coma, because Hurley's really bound and determined to do it. And then Libby comes, and they have a very sweet moment. She says, it's insulting that you think that I am made up when I have my own memories of things that you could not possibly know. They kiss, and it's cute. In the hatch, Locke is trying to defend Henry, but Sayid and Ana Lucia are playing good cop, bad cop, deciding, Sayid's trying to shoot him, and Ana Lucia is stopping him, kind of to scare him, get information out of him. Henry brings up a point that has become very important in Lost mythology throughout the series, is that God can't see this island any better than anybody else can, which is kind of insinuating that nobody knows where this island is, that it's undetectable via satellite or anything. So there's that, which is a pretty interesting piece of information. And then at the very end, we get Libby's one and only flashback that is from her point of view. You'll notice that the very last flashback is from her point of view. I know we see her in another flashback at the end of the season, but this is really from her perspective. And it's her watching Hurley, because she's a patient at Santa Rosa. I was looking up some information on Libby, because now that she's this episode really kind of makes her a very interesting character. We want to learn more about her. We want to know about her backstory. And we actually never really get anything. There are little bits and pieces. But I didn't realize that we just learned what Libby's last name was at the 2009 Comic-Con. In their in memoriam thing, they put the full names. I didn't realize we didn't know Libby's last name is Smith. It's Elizabeth Smith. I just thought that was interesting. So that's where we're gonna leave it. Libby watching Hurley kind of creepily in the mental institution. Leslie, you're back tomorrow with SOS. See you guys later. Bye.
We're gonna need to watch that again.